Hey everybody, I'm Bill, the Hill Country Prepper. I want you to be informed so that you can be prepared. Now, I've not been able to do a lot of content this week. I've just had so much going on, and it all has to do with automotive repair, okay? Had a couple different things going on, but today was spent working on the '09 Jeep Wrangler. Yeah, again. If you own a Jeep, you probably know what I'm talking about. You're constantly working on the Jeep. Anyway, what I had to do today, if you remember, I had took it into the shop. Transmission cooling line had developed a leak up where the flexible hoses are. Those fennels had started to leak, and there are a couple videos online of how you can just replace that hose. I decided not to do that. I made the mistake of taking it to the dealership thinking I could get it done for, I was willing to pay $300 for it. I know how to do it. I just didn't want to do it. But anyway, they wanted to charge me $764 just to replace the transmission cooling lines. You got to be out of your mind. $764. Ended up buying the part off of Quadratec. And if you're a Jeep owner, you're probably familiar with Quadratec. I buy a lot of aftermarket parts for the Jeep from that website, quadratec.com. Great site. They got great products from all the main manufacturers. Everything you need for your Jeep you can find at Quadratec. Now, this isn't a video for Quadratec, but they really have everything you need. Anyway, so I ordered the part. I think it cost me about $140 for the transmission cooling line. The supply and the return line come together. This one piece, well, two pieces, but they're joined together. Anyway, while I was at it, I figured Jeep needed an oil change, and one thing that had been identified is that my oil pan, the upper oil pan gasket, was also leaking. So I also ordered that at the same time I got the transmission cooling line. Ordered the upper oil pan gasket for about $50. So I got about $200 in parts, and they wanted $764 just to replace the transmission cooling line. So anyway, a little over, I think $204 with tax and everything. I got the parts I needed. So my son and I pulled the Jeep in the garage this morning and got after it. What I want to show you here in this video is I don't record doing the repairs. There's lots of videos out there on how to do this. I will say this: there are these clips that hold the supply line and the return line into both the transmission and into the cooler assembly. You can buy a little tool. I was able to find it online for about, I think I paid $11 for it. That's supposed to release those clips. Let me see if I can find it for you. I'll show you. Right here is a little tool I'm talking about. What this does, this will slip over the cooling line, and you turn it, push it down on there, and you turn it, and it releases those clips. About $11 for that. I mean, it's not cheaply made, but it's the tool that you need. I could not get the dang thing to work. Now, there's lots of videos out there on an alternative way to get these loose, and what you need is a little pick tool like this. I picked this up at Northern Tool and Supply. I think I got a set of 4 different hook angles, $17 I think. This is what you need. You hook that on there on that little bitty clip, and you pull it out, and it'll release, and you can pull that line out. So anyway, what I realized, in order to get that oil pan off, it's easier to do if you have that transmission cooling line already removed. So what we did is we removed that first, got that off, no problem, and then we took down the oil pan, replaced the gasket. Here's what I want to show you. Here's what I didn't know going into this. There is a skid plate underneath the transmission pan, and when you pull the supply and return line off of the transmission, fluid is going to leak out. I'm not sure if it's which line it is, but it's the lower one obviously. That's going to leak out transmission fluid. And what it's going to do, it's okay if it comes out, you can put a pan underneath it, so I thought, and let it drip into the pan. Well, no, what it does, it drips into that skid plate. So what you need to do is remove that skid plate. Let me show you underneath the Jeep what I'm talking about. It's this skid plate right here. Alright, now it's got 3 bolts. These are 18 millimeter. There's one right here. There's one over here in the middle, right there. And of course there's one on the other side. Now you see this is all nice and shiny. It looks like it's brand new, don't it? Well, that's because it had got saturated with the transmission fluid, which the connection I'm talking about is up underneath here. Well, that just drips down through here and it starts coming out through all the holes. Just creates a mess. Take this off first. Take this skid plate off first. It takes about 5 minutes. These 3 bolts come out quick and easy. You can lower it, and then it's got a straight, that fluid has a straight path to drip down and you can collect it. What I learned, remove that skid plate first before you disconnect that transmission cooling line. Now, I also had to work on my son's 2014 Camaro. What had happened to him, he's up here turning off the highway into the property, and he's off on the shoulder just getting ready to make his turn. He got sideswiped by a driver coming down the highway. We're fortunate. It could have been a lot worse accident than what it was. All it did was scrape down a little bit down the side of his car on the driver's side, but it completely took out his driver's side mirror. And I don't know if you've ever sat in a Camaro. Without that driver's side mirror, you can't see nothing on this side of you. Nothing at all. It's completely blind spot. So we had to replace that. Let me back up on the story. The driver that hit him actually did stop. He had damage on his passenger side, similar to my son's. It could have been a lot worse, because if that driver would have been over about that far, they would have spun him around into the trees and it would have been a bad, bad accident. So we're really fortunate that that's all that happened. But the mirror was gone. We got the guy's insurance, filed a police report. Local PD came out, really nice guy. Appreciate everything that the PD around here does. But got his insurance. We contacted them and they've been jacking us around. It's over, this happened a week ago last Thursday. Today's Saturday, getting ready to go into Sunday. We're probably not going to hear from them. I don't know if we'll hear from them tomorrow, so it's going to be up to 10 days to 2 weeks, maybe, before they get an adjuster out here. So what we had to do was we ordered, I can't remember where we got it, autoparts.com I think, but we were able to find a driver's side rear mirror for $35. Now it said it came primed, ready to paint. I think with shipping, taxes and everything, total cash out of hand was about $41. Let me show you what it looks like now. This is the replacement mirror that we put on the other day. It looks like it was made for it. I can't tell. The color matches perfectly, looks to me. Now, of course, his car is dirty, but you can kind of see some of the scuff marks down there where the driver hit him. A little bit on the back quarter as well. But the mirror, we're totally happy with the way that thing looks. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, I'm going to plug in a video here that we took the other night before we replaced that mirror and show you what it looked like before. There was nothing but just like a little bitty stub sticking up. It completely demolished his mirror. We were able to go up on the highway and find all the parts, but I mean, it was just totally trashed. I mean, we were able to kind of piece the parts together, but it was totally destroyed. So we did have to replace it because the car wasn't safe to drive without that mirror. Now, like I said, we still haven't heard from Progressive. That's the insurance company that the other driver has. I'm sure they're fine. I don't know what the hell's going on with them and why they're not sending out an adjuster to get this looked at. But that's what I've been busy doing. That's why I haven't been able to do a lot of content, because I've just got so many automotive things that have to be done. We didn't make a video replacing the mirror. It wasn't that hard to do either. There's lots of videos on there on replacing how do you remove those mirrors. What you got to do is basically take off the interior door panel. That's not hard. There's videos on how to do that. So we didn't do a video on that because we just wanted to get the job done, and we were able to. The point of all of this is, number one, I wanted to show you what you need to look out for if you're going to be replacing the transmission cooling line on your Jeep. Now again, this is an 09 with a 3.8 liter engine. I don't know if this would apply. This would apply to the JK 07 to 2011s. The 12s and up, I don't know. That they might be differently. But remove that skid plate and it'll make your job a whole lot cleaner, is the whole point. Now also, the main thing here to keep in mind is that you can do these things for yourself and you can save yourself a bunch of money. Like I said, we replaced the gasket on the oil pan, the upper gasket on the oil pan, and we replaced the transmission cooling lines. I think including the oil and filter and the parts for the transmission cooling line and that gasket and miscellaneous tools, it was less than $300. I think the oil and filter probably ran me around $25. I think I paid $17 for that tool. This tool here that didn't work, I'm gonna keep in case a buddy of mine needs to borrow it, or if I have to do something like this again. $204 for the gasket and the transmission cooling line. I bought the pick set. I think this was $17 from Northern Tool. But hell, who doesn't need tools, right? You can do it yourself. Educate yourself. Be informed so that you can be prepared. Guys, I hope to get back into making some more content later this week. I do have some more work to do. I've got an ATV I got to put a battery in, get that running again. I need to cut the grass, work on the lawnmower. There's always something to do. But anyway, thank you. If you guys get some information out of this video, please give it a thumbs up and a like. If you're not a subscriber yet, why not? Subscribe right now. If you hit that notification bell, you get notified each and every time I upload some new content, so do that right now. Guys, you can do your own work. You don't have to take everything to the shop. YouTube's a great platform to learn how to do things for yourself, so take advantage of it. It is a benefit. And again, shop around for your parts. You don't have to go to the dealership. You can do a lot of this stuff for yourself. You guys have a blessed day. Thanks.